Nice.
Okay, we're recording. Welcome to the New Year's edition, the January 1st Blab. Dre was so excited she was an hour early.
I was. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was so excited. Did we miss a week? We did.
Yeah,
didn't
we skipped a week.
Yeah. So I was very
week.
excited. I jumped the gun. My apologies.
Oh, well. We're going to have folks come in, hopefully, who participate. And if not, we'll have our own little party with Nadira and company. And
absolutely. And today we're going to tackle the wins and fails of branding in 2015. And there was some good shit, right?
Yeah, there was a lot to go over for 2015 had its share of branding ups and downs. We didn't even get into celebrities yet. I mean, we just talked a little bit about like sports and politics, and we'll get into more of that. But definitely, there is no shortage of material when it comes to people screwing up their brands.
No, and I love this because it's really going to drive home how far branding expands. I mean, it is in everything you do and everything that you put out there to represent yourself and your brands. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of these success and fails are going to highlight little aspects that we don't always remember.
Yes.
It is all branding.
And it is. And I tell folks, like, every video you create, every tweet, everything you say or do is like a building block for your brand. And the sad thing is that one bad tweet or one, really awful video can just completely destroy you, as we've seen by many people's on-camera fails.
That's what I think is most important, is the one tweet can screw you up, whereas 25 can go totally unnoticed and not make a damn difference for you. But the wrong shit matters more than the right shit sometimes. Exactly.
Hi, Francine. Francine's a badass, too. She's my friend from way back from down Philly way. And she is awesome. Yeah, feel free.
And Nadira, too. She's
if you're having a good hair day.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Throw a hat on. This is called a hat and a little powder and lip gloss. Like the fantasy of getting ready, done.
No, I mean this is Blab. We don't stand on circumstance here on Blab. All right, I'm going to put Francine in because she can tell us a little about branding. She's from the world of finance and banking and all that cool stuff. So let's see what Francine has to say, and we'll see if she wants to say who was like the biggest marketing branding fail of 2015. If we can get her on. Francine, you're going to make an on-camera appearance. It could be on our end, Francine, but I don't see you yet. Do you see her?
No, I just see the circle with the, with the little thingy. What does that mean? Because on Google Plus, it means that you're talking. But this one doesn't mean you're talking.
No, you have to actually
all right.
Come on air first. And sometimes, like with this, I had to enable my camera. Like it asked, well, what camera do you want to use?
That's what I was going to say, because she says that she just sees that too. I think it's a matter of enabling your webcam, Francine. Sometimes you have to manually go in and do that. Blab doesn't grab it.
Well, you can try and come back in again, and maybe we'll just try it again. Let me.
Yeah. And what's up, Ron? Ron Tester.
Hey, Ron. Awesome. So
and
we're going to talk
live.
Oh, cool.
Video guy live.
Nice. There's Ron. So we're going to talk about brands, good and bad, the good, bad, and the ugly. And what we were saying a little bit earlier was that, one tweet, one bad video, one, racist Facebook post or something can destroy years and years and years of brand building.
Yeah.
Right?
It can crumble a lot faster than it was built. Let's put it that way.
That's for sure.
And think about it just like the building. Like it might take 5 years to build, but it can take 30 seconds to crumble.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest brand fails of the year, if you don't mind me jumping in here, Dre, and feel free to, anybody that wants to come on can come in and join us on the seat. We'll try and get Francine back if we can. Who did the perp walk recently was Bill Cosby. I mean, God, he was like America's dad, right?
Yeah, talk about
a brand that was an institution.
And for what he stood for. For what he stood for is exactly what he's walking the perp walk right now. Like everything that he stood for was a lie.
Yep. So that's, I don't know, how it's all gonna pan out, but it almost doesn't matter because the damage is done. The damage to his brand is
done. I
done.
mean, what do they call that? The like social or where we've already decided he's guilty. Like the social aspect of it, it doesn't really matter what the courts are doing. Too many victims have come forward with the same consistent story that I've wrapped him in the perv. I mean, tossed him in the perv bucket and that's it. Like, see you later, Cosby. None of this, like, kids say the darndest shit. Like, everything got erased. He was America's
such a
dad.
shame.
Yeah,
and it's the court of public opinion that matters.
That's what I was looking for.
Exactly.
The phrase that I could.
So this is going to be Cosby pretty soon.
Hell yeah. Throw me the slammer. Are you kidding me? I'm done. Like, no more do you get my support. I think go to prison and let all those gentlemen do to you what you did to so many young women.
Oof. And I know that's a controversial one. I know there's some that are a little lighter. I mean, like another football one, another sports one, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football. He's like partying, he's screwing around, he's screwing up. It's like, here's all this money. Go throw it away. So sorry, there goes your Gatorade and your Nike sponsorship because you're going to act like an ass instead of playing football.
Right. Same thing with Chris Brown. Chris Brown screwed up one time. He did so much image building in 3 years or 5 years, whatever the hell it was. And he's off probation for like a month and he's already like beat like 5 women up. Like,
what a knucklehead.
Horrible. That was a big time fail. I have another fail that I, of course, on the boozy side of things, Bud Light and their new tagline of, what is it? I wrote it down. The perfect beer for removing the no from your life. Like, does that, like, those kind of fails, I always wonder when they pitched that in the boardroom, when the marketing company came in or the ad agency or whatever the hell they hired. And they're like, this is what we're going to go. This is what our idea is. And all the executives who are super out of touch with the reality are like, yeah, that seems like a great idea. It's like, we're in this whole, like, the rapey like movement is like on fire with all the stuff going on college campuses and all this stuff. And, the Bud Light wants to come out, like one of the biggest beer brands wants to say, like, let's take no off the table. Let's just keep drinking. And it seems like no will just melt away. Like a massive fail for me.
Yeah. And this is like, we're talking some heavy duty stuff because I saw the same thing. And the article that I saw about that Bud Light campaign, the perfect beer, what was the tagline again?
It was the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary, not your life.
Oh, okay. So because the article I saw, it said like, it sounded, quote unquote rapey. I'm like, ooh, that's not something you want your brand associated with.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And come on, Bud is cheap and it's on a lot of the college campuses. It's like, a Pabst. The market to the target audience, to everything misaligned on this one. That's what I said. Like, what executives were in that room that signed off on that shit?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big brand.
Yeah. And again, all these things are so compounded this day and age because none of this stuff is like, oh, it hasn't happened before. It's just with social media, right? You can tweet and then it's out there. And then everybody gets to comment. And just in general, people are much more likely to jump on a hating bandwagon than a loving, right? Like people don't tweet as much about the things that they love. But as soon as someone's very upset or feels disrespected or upset by a brand, people are going to light them up. And this is really, again, the side of branding is that one mistake can go viral, whereas, all this great things that you didn't go anywhere. And that's what you're really left known by.
Yes.
That's the fail.
It's a cautionary tale. So, and even if you're not Budweiser or Bill Cosby or the NFL or something, you still got to be really careful these days about what you say and do. That's your brand.
Exactly. And really, let's tie it into what we do. I like that. Anyway, there is a blogger that's really big, and I'm not going to mention any names, on Pinterest, on Twitter, they've made a very big name for themselves, and they just got busted out by about 4 or 5 other bloggers for plagiarizing their things.
Mm-hmm.
And they're knee deep in apologizing. I mean, they're not denying it. They're apologizing and, you know, falling on their sword. But, you know, that's tough. That's really tough. I mean, if none of your, it's an easy line to jump from, like, none of your content was really genuine, or, you know, so, you know, it doesn't have to happen just to Bud Light. I mean, this is just a blogger who's busted their ass over the last year and kind of just undid it really quickly by being so irresponsible.
Yep. Yikes. Was it intentional, or was it kind of just like...
I think it was a little naive, and it was a little intentional, but not in a malicious. I don't think it was a malicious intent. It just probably felt like borrowing, and I think a lot of newbies kind of get stuck in that, or get kind of pulled to that, and you have to restrain. I mean, by all means, link back to them, give them love for what they did and said or created, but it is a fine line between, you know, plagiarizing something and featuring somebody who did something amazing, and you really have to stay on the right side of that line, or, like I said, you know, other bloggers are going to take note of that, and it's like it's Bloggate. It's like more bloggers keep coming forward that found articles that are theirs on the site. So this is kind of a domino effect. Yeah, it's not good.
Big no. Tim tried to jump on, but for some reason he jumped back off. So if Rocker Life Coach wants to come back and give us his 2 cents, feel free.
And Nadir is saying, what do the numbers mean? I think you're talking about those in the bottom right of the square, and those are props. So you can hit our square, and you can give us props. So I'm hitting
the little hands. Yep.
Blue,
so those are props.
Yeah.
High fives or whatever.
Exactly. So if you just hit the middle of the square to the person you want to give props for, that's what those are. They don't really matter though, right? They don't help us rank or something. They're just kind of like, you guys are digging what we're saying.
Yeah, I think it's all ego. So
yeah, which we both have big
on. You said you had another one besides.
So the other one that I thought was great is Heinz ketchup. And a couple years ago, they did a big campaign, and they printed QR codes on the bottle that directed them to this, you know, whatever it was that they were doing. I can't remember that part. Well, they let the domain to that place that they were directing people from the QR code lapse, and some German porn company bought it. So now every time someone scans the QR on the ketchup bottle, they go to a German porn site. So the lesson there is like, and that's such a good one, right? We do things 2 years ago. I think that they're dead. We have no idea. Like it's out there. It's always out there. So if you do buy other domains for little things and campaigns, you can't let them expire.
No, I mean, that's, And
if you're Heinz, right? I mean, that porn company like nailed it. That must have been the best day ever. Like that's a win for them, but that's a huge fail for Heinz. Sorry, Heinz. You dropped the ball on that bad boy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like Google or whoever it was that let their domain expire and then had to go buy it back. Yeah. So you don't want to let your domain expire.
No, and they're not that expensive, right? They're like $3 or $5 for most of them. So just definitely cautionary tale there. So those are all the fails I have. Should we move on to some wins?
I have some other ones. Fails are a little bit more fun to talk about, but
I feel like we're also negative Nancy. Wow, wow, wow.
I know. Wow, wow. And anybody feel free to give their 2 cents if you think you've got like people, celebrities, and or brands,
and come add your.
Because those things, like, you know, Kardashians or whatever, they're brands. They're not people anymore. I mean, they're multi-million-dollar brands.
Kardashian is a brand that I don't know when's going to go away, but I do.
I don't think it's ever going to go away. So either. For better or worse. Anyway, so yeah, feel free to come in, or there's a couple of open seats if you want to pop on and say hello. But I think like a winner, the one that I had, first we'll have Tim, see if we can get Tim back. The obvious one that I had as far as a brand win, hey Rocksteady, was Star Wars.
They nail. I mean, but I feel like it's a little bit unfair because everybody just jumped on the bandwagon. I mean, it's Star Wars. It kind of does it for itself, but you can't hate on it because it is a brand, and they have just won over the world.
So what is Rocksteady doing? What's up?
Hey,
what's your real name?
What happened?
What's your real name?
Rocco.
Hey, Rocco. That's an awesome name.
Thank you. I share it with about 15,000 Pomeranians.
Well, I was going to say, you do realize that's Lou's dog.
That's my,
His
but I named my dog after my friend Rocco in New York City. So.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, your Blab is interesting to me because I love branding, and I sort of intuitively fell into branding, and I wanted to gain your perspective. I don't know what your background is. I just jumped in here. So
yeah,
you're a branding expert, and she is a branding badass. So I'm in the right room, right? So you take the two and combine it. It's a badass expert. So here's a little bit about myself, okay? And I want y'all to pretend like you're a panel of judges, and I'm walking in the room, and it's Shark Tank, baby, and I'm giving you
Ooh, don't ask for shit you're not ready for. But go ahead, brother.
I'm ready, girl. You can bring it on with your cool hat, okay?
All right.
All right. Check it out. Nice to meet y'all. Thank you for your time. My name is Rocco Steady. I'm an inspirational hip-hop artist. I believe in the power of words. You can either destroy or build. I choose to build. I started a business called Gift Wrapper, where I take businesses, missions, and visions, and I translate it into song. I make songs for businesses, organizations, individuals, festivals, and events. And I've had the fortunate opportunity to make theme songs for Samsung Mobile, Shell, Wells Fargo, Safe Auto, and I made the City of Houston's theme song.
No way. Right. City of Houston?
Yeah.
That's
killer.
Awesome. Yeah, I was like ready, like ammo, like.
No, that's a solid elevator pitch.
That's super solid. I love the enthusiasm, but I mostly love the concept. Like that is awesome. I think there's so much that you could do with that. Like you said, across the board, writing songs for brands, like, yeah, that's pretty badass.
Well, so how are you marketing that, Rocco? How are you getting the word out?
Well, I mean, it's kind of easy to market it whenever you're the City of Houston's theme songwriter. So that's exactly how I do it. I made a video, which is 1.5 minutes long, and I just I cold call like a mug. I call people and I'm like, listen, I hope you've had a good day. Your day's about to be extra good. I need you to send this over. And I'm about to send over an email. Just open this email and check it. And I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes, and I'm going to see what you think about it. And I literally do that 50 times a day.
Wow.
And it's been working tremendously, and it's led me to beautiful opportunities. Nothing really works out better than authenticity and truth and hard work that really goes into it. And I perform for the festivals out here, so it's all about the numbers game. So if I could perform in front of thousands of people yearly, so like the last 2 years of my life, I've performed for over 1 million Houstonians alone.
Wow.
487 festivals. So that's Palestinian festival, Japanese festival, Vietnamese festival, the handicap convention, the weightlifting convention. I made theme songs for all these conventions and festivals. And as a result, it opens up the market to all of their sponsors, all of their businesses in their communities. And I'm also a multicultural ambassador as a spokesperson for the city for, encouraging.
So let me ask you a question, Rocco. So what are you doing on social media though? I mean, like, what about putting together these little songs that were maybe only, 15 or 20 seconds and then tagging brands on social media? So you're getting exposure out there about your talents, you're getting big brands' attention, but you're also getting other people that are going to kind of force those brands to pay attention to you because you're on social media and you're getting their customers' attention.
Yeah, those are the wonderful ideas. I've implemented it, but being consistent is one of the hardest things to do as far as social media is concerned, because I'm a very hands-on human touch type of person. So what I've done for the past 4 years is I've gone up to 50 brand new people every single day, 5 days a week. And I would get them to pull their phone out and I would rap to their phone and then I would ask them to post it. And so it's about 250 people a week for the last 4 years in the city of Houston alone. So I've amassed over 10,000 fans.
And I think the piece you're missing is to take that online. I think what you're doing is amazing. I think doing a Blab like we're doing, okay, if you do a Blab and pay me, if you do this, if you do a Blab and say you jump on and you give me a spiel of your brand for 2 minutes and then you create a 15-second rap on the spot like that, I'm blown the fuck away. And I'm going to definitely share your shit. So I think you need to take it on a bigger level. I love that you started local, but it sounds like you're getting the traction that you deserve to get some credit online for this. And I think that you're going to it's just going to broaden your ability to reach so many of these brands. So really, I think, like you said, and batch some stuff up. So, do 5 little 20-second, raps for 5 companies, and then you release one each week, and then do a Blab where it's like you do a hot seat, like jump on and I'll create your rap for you. Just do little things like that don't necessarily take you more time, but so instead of going to 50 people doing what you're doing, do it to 20 and add an online piece to it, because what you do doesn't need to be done locally, and there are lots of brands out there that are going to love what you do. So, share it with the world.
Awesome. Yeah.
And you're on the right track.
Yes.
Congrats.
We're both fans, so you want us over. So thank you.
And make sure I'm sure you're already working the YouTube stuff, right?
Yeah, it's already been, it's in the motion. There's so much, it's just so overwhelming for me to, all this social media. My phone just be like freezing because I have all these apps on my phone.
Well, you got to just still focus on, spend 2 or 3 months focused on one platform. I promise you it's going to be better than spreading your efforts across 5. It doesn't mean.
So I've mastered Facebook, Instagram, and then Blab. Blab, those are the 3 that I've mastered. And
so there's Periscope.
There's so many. It gives me anxiety when I think of all these things.
Yeah, but don't feel like you have to be everywhere. That's what I'm saying. Pick one and become so known for it. And the overwhelm's going to kill you long before you run out of talent and steam and all that. It's the burnout that's going to kill you and kill your creativity. So, don't do that to yourself. Stay focused on one thing.
Let me ask y'all this. Okay, so I truly do believe you when it comes to sharing things on the internet and doing things on a global scale. Last year alone, I went to 15 different countries to perform, and one of them was Miss Swimsuit USA International. I made their theme song. And so it's great to travel and perform, but I really know where my market is and who's going to sustain me as an artist. It was only 4 years ago that I was a starving artist. I mean, I couldn't get a gig for $75, and now that I've developed this fan base in Houston, which is, about over 10,000 people. And these are people I've actually touched and I've met and I've sat and I've sold to. So these are people I've sold to and people that are susceptible to supporting my cause again. And for the last 2 years, I sold over 5,000 records at $35 each. And that's what's sustaining me. That's what I'm used to, right? And I know that they're going to do it again. And I know that my effort can go back and focus on that. So that way I can go ahead and make, that kind of sustenance for myself to create more opportunities and take money and invest it into particular venues. Now, do you think that I should go where I know I'm going to get paid? Or do you think I should start a brand new page and chapter where I'm spreading my message and my services around the world in that sort of capacity? Or because it's I'm only one person, and I have 5 virtual assistants, and that's just 6 of us is just grinding it out over here.
Well, you should always go where the money is. I mean, let's be honest. Let's get the shit. Everybody needs to get paid, especially when you have 5 VAs. So for sure, start with what makes you money, but that doesn't mean that you should cut yourself short by not putting other things into the works. I mean, social is going to take a long time to get traction, not necessarily a long time. It's different for everyone, but it's not going to be as instantaneous as the human touch, already being known in Houston and all that stuff. But what I would say is put some of it in the works. Like I said, batch some stuff up and get really consistent on some sort of platform. And then, do your local thing, but have other stuff out there that's slowly gaining you the traction and leverage it back. So when you see your peeps in Houston, ask them to go give you love on whatever it is, So marry the two, but never give up where the income's coming and where you're known for. I mean, that's where you got your start. That's where you should pour your heart and soul into because they've given back to you. But that doesn't mean cut yourself short, is my 2 cents. What about you, Lou?
That sounds good, and I think you're on the right track. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, thanks for jumping on with us,
Congrats.
Rocco. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I think you made a lot of fans right now. A lot of people are loving it in the comments too. So.
Hey, nothing but love. Y'all have the best day of your life.
Thanks. Good to see you. All right. Thanks, Rocco. Hey, we got a few more minutes left. If anybody else wants to jump in, we're talking branding. We're talking rapping now. And the other brand, I mean, like I said, the brand losers are much more fun to talk about. So here in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, north of Massachusetts, in southern NH, we get bombarded with political ads because we're like a first primary. And of all the ads and everything that I've seen, I would say that like the biggest loser brand-wise politically, I think, has been Jeb Bush, because he just comes off as whiny and kind of wussy.
Don't you feel like his family made him do it? That's the way I feel.
Yeah, it's almost like, can I stop now, please? I don't want to do this anymore.
I feel like the Georges are on each side, like in every picture, and they're like forcing him to take the picture. It's like their hands on his back, like, you will do this because the family wants you to do this. That's my only thing. It's like, I think the Georges are just forcing him to do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he even wants to.
Really. And then the other one that I had politically was like Bernie Sanders from Vermont seems to have a fairly, like him or don't like him, he seems to have a fairly good brand, like he's got that whole social
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
No, you will. There'll be plenty of commercials coming your way.
I'm sure.
Let's try Tim one more time before we sign off to see if we can get him in here.
Hey, work that time.
Let's see if we can get this
to work. What's up,
Rocker Life Coach.
Hello.
There he is.
Christmas tree going on too.
Hey Tim, how are you?
Festive still.
Happy New Year to you.
What's cooking? Happy New Year.
This idea. Well, first of all, the politicals. I'm going to touch on that and walk away. You want to talk about branding?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking.
The guy hasn't spent a dime on freaking advertising yet.
Who?
Trump.
Oh.
Donald Trump. He hasn't spent a dime on advertising.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable. It's turned the whole thing upside down. I mean, like him or hate him, he's a lightning rod.
That's when you got a good brand, when you can actually stick your nose and use the media to run your brand for you. And like him or don't like him, the guy's smart. He's got the media running circles for him.
Absolutely.
Hillary's kind of doing the same
he
thing.
Said, like, CNN
but not as much.
Yeah, she didn't have the power behind her that Trump does, though.
Yeah, she didn't have the TV power behind her that Trump did. But she's doing the same thing, playing the games with the media to get them to chase her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's building your brand strong.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but I don't think the Bushes really understand the marketing aspect. I think it's a very old school approach so that they're still, hustling for donors and investors, while the other ones like
1977. Let's try it again.
Exactly. That's the way I feel. I feel like they're old school, and it's time to understand that absolutely the media can be manipulated the way that you manipulate all the old school shit.
So. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Tim and Dre, before we depart. Let's say the election's over, Trump probably doesn't win. Where does his brand stand post-presidential run? Is he better off for it?
I think he's better. My 2 cents is that he's better off because he has that much more exposure and that much more reach in the media. And he can spin it whatever way he wants. And guaranteed, if he doesn't win, the next project that he does, every single one of us are going to hear everything about.
Well, no matter what you
do, think, Tim?
If you learn from it, you know what I mean, and build from it, it's a success. So, I mean, he loses, all right, and moves forward past this. It's just another notch in his brand to talk about, you know what I mean, to talk about what he does in his brand. You know, and I think, you know what I mean, in business, the business leaders are people out there who they don't lose. And I'm not talking about winning, lose the election. I'm talking in business. You fail, you go, okay, this didn't work. I adjust here and move it here.
Yep. Agreed. Just pump that shit, and everybody likes it because you just surpassed us by times 5 on the props.
How did I do that?
Yeah, you got a
I'm not doing any
gazillion
of it.
props.
It's the Christmas tree
It's
and
magic.
the true talk.
Tim magic.
I love it. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. All right, Dre, we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks, Tim. And yeah, so brand winners and losers for 2015. We'll have a new topic and a new show next week. More bells and whistles, right? And yeah, so we'll have some fun next time around. You
thanks everybody for joining us. Next week we'll pick an equally epic topic, and maybe I'll have all that cool shit on my screen like he does on his. But other than that, I promise not to jump the gun next week. And I'm really excited about this Blab this year and what we're going to do. So thanks, everybody.
It's going to be fun. Thanks. Bye-bye.